Lord Voldemort took advantage of cloning decades before it was even conceived. Hey everybody, I am Taylor with Beard vs. Geek, where we show you it's okay to be a man and a geek at the same time. Today we're back in the realm of Harry Potter, and we're talking about He Who Must Not Be Named. You know who. Here's a little theory for you. Lord Voldemort took advantage of cloning decades before Muggles even thought about it. First off, what even is a clone? Well, for those of you who don't know, I happen to have a giant book called the Dictionary. The clone. Biology, a group of individuals produced asexually from a single ancestor. An exact duplicate of another, or carbon copy. What does this mean when it comes to Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort? Let's find out. To find out, we need actually a different big book. And that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, plus Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That's right, I'm talking about Horcruxes, people! Yeah! You probably didn't think about this, but Horcruxes is magical cloning. Now, the inventor of the Horcrux, Herpo the Fowl, and that kind of sounds like a disease if you ask me, I mean, come on, Herpo? I'm sorry, Doc, I got a bad case of Herpo. Now, although Herpo the Fowl did create the Horcrux and was the first wizard to actually have one, and then a couple of centuries later, Lord Voldemort comes along and creates Horcruxes and is the first wizard to actually have 7 of them. Now, what a Horcrux is, if you haven't read the books, which I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you've read the books, you understand that a Horcrux is part of a person's soul that gets ripped apart from the other part and then placed inside of an item. And this item can be anything. So what does this all have to do with cloning? Very simple. Essentially, Horcruxes are infant clones. Now, by the time that Tom Riddle made his first Horcrux in about 1945, the Muggle community did not really know a lot about cloning. There was only 2 significant studies ever done, and that was literally tying a string around a lizard embryo to see if it'll split off and twin. Just like any biological creature, a Horcrux needs a couple of things in order to grow into a person. Namely, time and nourishment. Now, as humans, as you and I, we receive nourishment in many different forms. For Horcruxes, what they feed off of is human soul. And it needs time in order to grow into another person. And that's exactly what we got with Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You see, over the course of the entire academic year, Ginny Weasley was able to put down her thoughts, her feelings, her emotions into it. She poured out her soul. Pouring out of a person's soul is the nourishment and is the time that little soul embryo, or the Horcrux, needs before it actually becomes a person.
As poor Ginny grows weaker, I grow stronger.
And Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, when Harry comes down into the Chamber of Secrets, he is startled to see Tom Riddle, or rather, the memory of Tom Riddle. What's another word for memory? Carbon copy. And in the book, it clearly states that Tom Riddle was kind of blurred along the edges, as if Harry was looking at him through a misty pane of glass, but that he was getting more and more solid all the time. In fact, this memory that came out of the journal is corporeal enough to actually hold a wand and perform magic. Now, let's say hypothetically that Harry did not intervene. So Ginny Weasley died, leaving Tom Riddle to be alive with Ginny Weasley's wand, thus making sure that the Dark Lord was back, and not only back, but 50 years younger, and nobody knows what he looks like. Now, if Tom Riddle actually came back, then that would mean that there would be a physical form of Lord Voldemort with a soul at the same time of weird mist spirit Lord Voldemort. They would be existing at the exact same time. Now, I believe that Lord Voldemort did not know that his Horcruxes could actually produce others of him, that they can become clones. Now, the reason I say this is twofold. One, I'm not really sure that he would approve of that because he's kind of selfish and he likes to have power all to himself. And if he had to split it with himself, weird stuff can go down. On the other hand, think about it this way. If Lord Voldemort actually realized that his Horcruxes, once properly fed and nourished, could conceive clone Voldemorts, then there could be Voldemorts all over the place, and he would have a higher chance of actually grabbing power, and not just in the United Kingdom, but I don't know, Europe, the United States. I mean, let's say here, he had 6 Horcruxes out that he knew of. If all 6 of those were to receive proper nourishment and become other Voldemorts, that means he could split himself up, assign one Voldemort to each continent, and all of a sudden the world is under his control. Good. Of course, this doesn't actually happen in the books, right? But it is very interesting to think about, and it gives you a new take on Horcruxes. Not just are they safeguards against death, but they can create new life if properly fed and nourished and time to grow, just like any biological creature. So for the question of the day, I want to ask you, if you were to make a Horcrux, what object would you use to safeguard part of your soul? And if you could clone yourself, would you? If you like that video, go ahead and subscribe. There are great videos like this coming out every single week where I show you it's okay to be a man and a geek at the same time. If you like Harry Potter, you can click right here. This is all about the Patronus charm and the origins of it. I give you a very interesting theory and look at that. Or you can click this video right here, which is my theory about how Hagrid should actually be a criminal and spend time in Azkaban. Remember, if the women don't find you manly, they should at least find you geeky. Don't go shaving on me.